Hey friends, today's conversation is going to be around conditioning, the two top conditioners that we have. And I'm going to chat to you about that. And we're going to lean into the transits because I can see how there's a mass confusion around transits and how conditioning fields and the transit keep pulling us off our decision making. So, we are so deeply conditioned by time. We live in a pressure sandwich. The head center, inspiration, the root center, our drive and stamina, keeps us constantly under pressure. Now, pressure is really good for carbon to make it into diamonds. Pressure for us, as long as we understand the difference between conditioning and fuel, that's where we become liberated. So what do I mean by that? We are conditioned through those timepieces that we either put on our wrist, we have them on our phones, and we're constantly looking at our phones, we're looking at the clock, we're looking at our schedules, we're doing all of this thing, and we're trying to keep in this scheduled aspect, constantly trying to chase time, save time, all of these different things with time. And it's a huge conditioning factor. In order for you as a being, as your type, as someone who is designed to be worthy of standing in this vessel and emanating your energy, it's so important to liberate yourself from the pressures and the confinement of time, because time is just a construct. Time is a construct. Yes. Do we see that there's from point A to point B, and that's going to take us a period of time? Yes. However, what we do is we try to pressurize ourselves to manage time. Time is not manageable. How to liberate yourself, and that is the foundation that I teach in my Human Design Business Integrated Solution program, is you must be able to manage your energy. If you're not managing your energy and you're still trying to manage time, the energy will always elude you. It's always going to feel bitter, frustrating, disappointing. It's always going to feel angry, because time is the illusionary construct. It is the energy field. It is the energy field that you have access to as a management aspect, not time. Time is conditioning you. Number two, the second one is food. I could talk all day long about primary health system and all of that, but I won't. But the second one is food, because time and food. Oh, what time do we get up and have breakfast? What time are we having lunch? What time are we having a snack? What time are we having supper? Are we having a midnight snack? Are we having an evening snack? All of these things start to get conditioned around our food. So time and food play a big part in our conditioning world. Now, why am I talking about time, food, and now I'm going to lean you into transits? So I'm going to share a video with you so that you can get a visualization of flat Earth. I'm a flat Earth advocate. I recognize how the stationary Earth, whether it be in realms, whatever it is, we're not flying chaotically through space, everything trying to be glued together. There's this stationary aspect, and we are on this stationary aspect. And I'm just going to share the video here so that you can begin to lean in and recognize that there's a sky clock. Yes, there is a sky clock. So is time illusionary? Yes. And yet we call this the sky clock, because there is a motion here. There is a movement. Everything's moving around. And all the transits are designed to do for you is to allow you to take advantage of the present energy field or not. You get to decide that. And how you're going to decide that, of course, is through your own human design. And then, if you're curious, you get to then look at the transits. So on June 7th, this transit is going to take place. And you get to decide how you want to interact with this. Okay. You're going to use your strategy. That's the how. And then you're going to then lean into the inner authority. Is it correct for you to then utilize the transiting field for your business, for your relationships? Because know that the transiting field is transitory. That's the whole point of it. What is in your natal chart is stationary. It is solid. There's no chaos there. That's why you always want to come back to the natal chart. You make decisions on whether or not you are going to interact with the transitory energy or not. It's available. It's just available. And the sky clock is moving. It's constantly moving. Noon is available today, and it's available tomorrow, and it's available the next day. What do you do at noon? What do you do with noon when it presents itself? You get to interact with that time on the clock. How it is correct for you is your inner authority to interact with it. That's where we get rhythm. That's where we get flow. It isn't about the time on the clock, or it isn't about the sky clock. It's about how stationary you are in your natal chart. And you're still making decisions from that inner authority. So you will have access to gathering together. So what might happen is all of a sudden you get this brilliant idea. Oh, I should create a community. And then you start building out this community. You're building it out, you're typing away, you're doing your thing, you're reaching out to people, you're doing all the things. And then bang, June 13th comes along. And it's like, there's caution. I don't really know if I want that community or not anymore. So then you sit in stillness and you're really cautious. And you tell your people, well, maybe this community isn't the correct thing. You see this? That's all the conditioning field and the sky clock. It's saying I'm available. But if you don't have the energy, you haven't been using your strategy, you're not trusting your inner authority, and you're just going off of what the sky clock has available, you're going to have to shift a lot. You're going to be constantly in a transitory energy. That's why everybody is so freaking confused. Because they're constantly in this transition. Every 6 days, they're transiting and they don't know why. How come I can't get something solid happening in my business? Because we don't build the business off of the transits. We build the business off of your natal chart. We build your relationships off the natal chart. We build your health and wellness off the natal chart. And then you get to manage your energy and connect with the transiting field, other people in your life, or wellness, health, food, supplements, all of that through that natal chart. Why am I so passionate about this? Because I see the deep confusion. Oh, this highlighted in my chart and now blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, you have access to it. Are you responding to the energy? Did the energy invite you in? What was the initiation that took place for your inner authority to now go out and make an impact? All questions can be asked. All of the energy could be asked. Because if you're operating from the sky clock, you will always feel like you are unstable. And the transitoriness of it will keep you running around a hamster wheel. You will never feel stationary. That is what Earth does for us. Go into your chart. Earth grounds you so that the electricity of your energy field is grounded and stable in the monopole. If the monopole isn't stationary, imagine if you're using a compass that only points to magnetic north, go really far south, out into the outer world. And the compass no longer works. And people can easily get lost because there's no more monopole. We are designed to be here stationary, operating through our monopole, operating through the stability of our natal charts, and then allowing for the transits to be there as an assistant to either empower us in the moment, to support us, to share its wisdom with us. And we get to make the decision. Are we going to connect with it? Are we going to take advantage of that energy or not? So I need you to hear this today. And yes, this is a rant. If you're feeling wishy-washy and transitory in your business, you can't nail anything down. It's because you're operating through the sky clock. And that sky clock has you constantly, it's like on a merry-go-round, and you're flying around and you're like, I can't get myself centered. And that is why the energy field that you see here in the transits, you can take advantage of it, but you do not have to. Your inner authority will indicate to you whether or not this moment is the correct moment to interact with the sky clock or not. Maybe right now is the best time, as of the 7th, to create at 6:28 p.m. This is Mountain Standard Time for me. Maybe it is the correct time over the next 6 days to utilize the energy, to build a community because you've been asked to. You've been invited to. Somebody made a statement to you and you felt that initiation inside your inner authority. And you know that inner authority so well, and you trust it so well that you know that that community aspect can be built out in the next 6 days. And you know that you have sustained energy inside of your natal chart because your inner authority has guided you to do so. And grounding this in to the taming power of the great. This 26th gate is grounding this into this humbleness. The egoist is actually very humble on the earth plane, on the material plane. It's designed to be. It's designed to help us shed our past patterns that are no longer working for us so that we can live in this 3D world correctly. So if it's good for you and it's healthy for you to utilize this energy, your inner authority will guide you to do that. If it isn't, and your mind is running and racing and chaotic and constantly in this transitory momentum, there's no stability. Your monopole is unstable. And your life looks like a merry-go-round. You're going around, really freaking fast in a whole bunch of circles, but you're getting nowhere. Guess what? When you stand in the middle and you just take a look at the sky clock, you then get to decide, am I going to engage or am I not? So this might have felt like a very large rant. It may have felt like that. I have a passion deep inside my cellular structure to be the contagion for philosophers that are no longer here, that can no longer help you, build your businesses because their physicality is no longer here. Their words are still here. So there's a deep contagion inside of me to help you build your business your way, through your uniqueness, through tapping into your monopole, and then emanating out from there. If that is of interest, there's going to be a link below. You can go through the application process, and if it's correct, then you and I can jump on a call. All right? If you really, truly are the entrepreneur that wants to take the creativity of that inner self-discovery and that creative self-expression and absolutely bring it out into your own reality through your human design and the emanation of your gene keys, jump on that application. If it's correct for you, you and I will be in a beautiful container where you can operate from your monopole no matter what the sky clock is doing. And we know deeply that the energy field is changing, feels very chaotic because the old structures are melting away. You get to be you in this and do it your way. All right, friends, thanks.